coverage are coming already.
Bam. Bam.
Mike O'Hearn?
It's a photoshopped version of Mike O'Hearn. Woo! Bubba, what's happening, dog? Where you live too, Bob? Oh boy, that's not good. What's happening, champ? How you doing, man?
You remember me, huh?
Yeah. How you been?
Good. I haven't seen for
For a long time.
for Benny's in 95.
The early years.
Yeah.
How you been?
Still alive.
That's
My brother died, you know that, Tony?
Yeah.
He's passed away. Yeah, I've always seen this. Dang, you look the same. I mean,
thanks, brother.
no, but you know what I mean.
Yeah,
I mean, we old slowly and carefully.
Yes, that's what we do. That's what we do, man.
Good to see you, brother.
Good to see you. Old school, baby.
Yeah. That was funny.
All right, guys, we are down here with Scott, or up here, whichever way you want to say it. Strongest man I know. You got that right? Look at him.
Yes. Homie.
All right, trivia. First year, Scott did a powerlifting meet. Go. Jeez, nobody?
Come on.
1940? I don't
Back when I got back from WW2. Look at these times. You guys can't see it right now, but all over. It's all powerlifting magazine that we were doing and stuff. And he's still doing. That's a great setup, though. You got the gym set up and everything. You got the bed for some other kind of production that we don't know about. I don't know why there's a bed in the back here, but okay. I'm not going to ask questions. What kind of questions we got over on your side?
I'm getting comments.
No comments. Ask questions, everybody. What's happening? We got it cooking. Can you see that from your other phone, Jeffrey?
Yeah.
Oh, that's freaking great.
I'm just sending something.
So it's not even the computer itself. So we can just go.
Yeah, exactly.
I like that.
Mm-hmm.
This dude's the man.
I have the papers down here.
You had him down here the whole
We're
time.
live, Scott.
Shut up.
We're live.
Oh, man. We've been
We are
playing
live,
already.
bro.
I got naked.
Yes, we are. Yes, I swear to God.
We're live right
We're
now.
live right now.
Yeah. We're jumping an early start on you.
Yep.
We'll just keep going. What do we got here? Oh, we got
read
a
that.
house full. I can't read that, though.
You'll have questions coming up on that, baby.
All right.
What's
What's up, people?
Yeah, questions coming up on that.
We're doing it live before 6 o'clock.
What time is it?
Right now it's 6:03. Never mind. We are live.
Oh.
So-
I was looking over here, and I was trying to see if I could find some trivia. First year you powerlifted. First meet. What year?
2000.
God, you're such a puppy.
I am. I'm young.
Yeah, I love that.
You know, it's about forever youth. You know what I mean? Forever youth. That's all it's about in this world, guys. You know.
2000. What made you do your first meet?
Well, I was looking at you.
Yeah, it's not gonna make you. That won't make you do that.
And I thought, fuck. Look at Mike. Watch. Come here. Bring me your face. Look at this together. So I thought to myself, you know, I looked at his magazine coverage and I thought, well, that ain't me. So I thought, you know what? Let's go to the next best thing. Let's get strong. I've always been the strongest guy around, you know, when I was growing up. And since I was a baby, I wanted to be the world's strongest man. But we're here talking about you. So Mike O'Hearn was born. Mike O'Hearn was born. What did Mike O'Hearn want to be when he was a child?
This.
Yeah.
Yes, I wanted to be the best combination between like Arnold Schwarzenegger, Jeff Magruder, Doyle Kennedy, Bruce Lee, that full.
Yeah.
I wanted to be something the world's never seen before. Somebody that was athletic, somebody that was strong as a freaking ox.
Right.
Someone that had the physique with it, and someone that didn't look intimidating.
Like me.
Where's the pup? Where'd the pup go? Because his shoulders and everything are the same. You know, when you start looking like the dog, you know, he's coming.
I look like my dog. It's crazy.
Oh.
I got an English bulldog, Kahlua.
Traps up to the ears.
She's amazing. How's your pups doing?
They're good.
Yeah.
They're good.
How many you got now?
I got 3.
All right.
I got 3. My girl that's with me and always with me is doing good. She's getting up there, but yeah, she's hanging in there. 2000 was your first meet. The reason I go back to that because I was reminiscing today because I put up something from back in the 80s.
Right.
And I'm sitting there going, my first time I ever did a powerlifting meet was 1983. And I'm just thinking back to that now, and we're in 2022.
Right.
And we're still crazy as ever.
Absolutely, brother. Absolutely.
And it's freaking...
You know, like Rocky said, you got a little left in the basement. Well, we got a lot left in the basement.
Yeah, we do.
You know
We do.
I've been waiting for this podcast with you for years. I don't know, we were talking before the camera started how I wanted you on, and then the pandemic happened and everything, and I shut down for various reasons. But you know, we're back up now, and I just want to thank you for coming on with us, and it's a pleasure to have you on here on the podium.
I just like being next to you, man. It's always been.
You know what? I feel the same way, bro. I really do,
There's a
man.
couple of these. I don't know if you guys know this, but there is and it's always been this way. There's a different kinship, I guess you would say. Trust me, I love bodybuilding. I'm glad I won the universe and all that kind of stuff. But there's a different mentality.
5 times.
Well, a couple times here and there.
Yeah.
I paid the judges off.
Yeah.
But there's a different kind of kinship from people that get under the weights.
Yeah.
And I think just powerlifters in general, or strong people in general, have a different mentality than the guys that are just trying to have a physique.
Yeah, no, totally.
And I
totally.
bond better with them. So it's just, I don't know if you guys knew that at home, but there is a different kind of kinship where the guys that are strong can joke and much more relaxed and tight.
I mean, I agree with you 100%, but at the same time, you know, I grew up with all the best in Venice for, you know, since I was young, and me and you and everybody. And it's just, you know, when you're at that top level, there's a certain kind of respect that's different from anything else in the world. And I think that me and you have had that forever. And I love that. I love that closeness. It's a bond is what it is, you know? I don't know. I can't explain it. It's something.
I can. You ready for this?
Yeah.
We know how hard it is.
Yes.
And we know how hard it is, first of all, just to do it one time.
Absolutely.
But to be on top of the mountain, year after year, decade after decade, it takes a different kind of mentality and a huge character.
Right.
To be the best, you got to be the best.
Right.
But to stay on there and keep doing it over and over, that's a character trait.
Right.
That's something different.
Right.
And I think that's
Jeff?
what you
Hit that.
hit that.
Oh,
Come on, Jeffrey.
what the heck?
We got Titan out there.
Oh, and
We're good,
another
though.
thing, you named, well,
I
somebody
didn't.
named
The real boss.
your child Titan. That is amazing.
What'd you think I'd name him?
I don't know, but I didn't think it was going to be Titan.
I didn't know either. We were trying to think of names, and I came up with I liked Luke, Duke, and she goes, "We're naming our son Titan Maximus O'Hearn."
I love
I'm
that. Like Gladiator.
Yeah, it's just straight up,
Dude,
straight up.
Let me tell you, your wife is unbelievable. She's, first of all, she was the editor of Muscle and Fitness, correct?
Yeah.
Amazing woman in every aspect. I mean, look at him. She's the woman he should be with. Beautiful, athletic, strong, opinionated. Great pick, bro.
Thank you.
Great pick.
Thank you.
Great pick.
It was well, we're dog guys, and so I was never going to be a father, or at least didn't think I would. And I didn't realize, coming from a family of 10, I didn't realize why I wasn't going to become a father. But I don't think I ever found something that was mother quality.
Right.
And so when I found that, and then we were together, I was like, okay, yeah, she could do this with or without me.
Right.
If she had my seed, she's good to go. And that's what made that switch for me. Which I'm
So
glad
apparently she was into gardening.
she was into gardening and liked my seed. It blossomed well.
Yes. And he's quite an amazing looking child too. So I'm glad, man. I think a father thing for you has blossomed you into the final Mike O'Hearn, because you know, I mean, I got 4, so it changes you.
100%.
You know, it makes you realize what priority really is, and what's important in the world. You know, I mean, look, our goals and everything, I get it, but that kid, you die for that kid, and that's something that you would never do before.
It changes. I agree with you 100%. Mostly, and I'm glad that I'm an older father.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't have done this. The young Mike couldn't have done this.
Well, the young Mike would have done it because you really don't have a choice. But
good point.
you know, but yeah, no. I mean, dude, look at the life that you've led. Look what you've done, and while you were doing that, I was changing shitty diapers. You know, but I have my life back now.
You're back in it. You're back in it.
And I love my kids. My son Troy helps me run the gym. You know, my daughters are amazing, all 3 of them. And, you know, I mean, they change you as a person. They mature you to another level.
They set up that motivation, extra motivation.
Yeah, they do.
Somebody was talking about this today, and it was funny because I agree with this. And I asked, 2000 was the first time you did this.
Right.
And
So
so
the World Championships. I rolled right into the World Championships.
just
and won.
you do this a lot.
Yeah.
You just switch over to arm wrestling, roll right into it
Well,
again.
bro,
It's like,
go
dude,
big
you're
or go
freaking
home, bro.
density. I'm sitting next to a wall. But he said, Tony Robbins said,
I love
it's
that.
passion. I do too.
Yeah.
And he made it clear it's passion. And the reason why it is because when I first started this in 1983, it wasn't just the passion for the moment. It was the passion that I continued to fill that drive. And you were at 2000, hit you and rocked it. And it's 2022 and it's still got that passion.
Well, I tried
Most
to do the
people tank out, though.
bodybuilding thing first.
But most people tank out.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so psyched for this. I'm motivated.
Right.
They stay with it a year.
Right.
They're done. What is it that keeps you in it and keeps you going and keeps you fired up? You're as fired up now as you were then.
100%.
But
100%.
they don't know that.
Oh, they know it.
They do?
They know.
I think that they slip for me at times. I'm like, it's at that old line going, relax. You want me to get up? I'll get up.
Right.
But I still got fire in me. And
Bro,
they seem
all right.
like it. And so let's talk about that.
People, write in right now and tell us honestly, did you ever forget Mike O'Hearn? Huh? Did you ever? Because let me tell you something. I've been working out side by side with this guy for over 2 decades, and I can tell you honestly, there's never a moment where, and I'm fairly judgmental. Like when you're done, I'm like, look, he's fucking done. But I have never, ever looked at you and said, you know what? He's done. So guys, do me a favor, write in right now. We could see what's going on. And
You can see that?
Well, yeah, I have vision skills.
I can't see.
I'll read it to you. No, Mike's the man. Thank you, Darwin.
If you guys come up with questions up there too, if you both see something, let us know too.
Hey, Jeff, move that a little closer so he can see it. Okay.
He still won't see
I
it.
still can't see, and I couldn't read it even if I did see it.
Well, move it a little closer so I can see it. There we go. We're good.
How's that?
Yeah,
So I
we're
want
good.
them to know that. I want them to know that for them at home to do what you do, to do what I've done, to do what these guys that you bring onto this show. It's the passion and keeping that thing boiling.
I don't even bring the best on, bro.
But those guys are all the same way. They're like, they love this stuff. And they're like, forget this. It keeps us alive, which takes me to the question.
Ask me, baby.
All right. So my question to you is, you're healthy.
Yep.
Your kids have grown to the age to where you're not so responsible, like where I'm sitting.
Right.
But I'm actually not responsible. She
Right.
takes care of
She
everything.
does it.
She's,
Yeah.
Shut up, get out of the house, Mike. Go
Yeah.
train, go travel. But for you, what made you decide to go, forget it, I'm getting back in the sense of I want the champ again?
You know, honestly, I got in a car accident about 4 years ago, and my left shoulder was really bad. And that's when I really kind of realized at that point, you know, when you're younger, you train hard, but you're young, so you just do it. But you know, when you're
But
hurt,
there's no injuries.
and if there are, they're not there because you can just work right through it. But I was in a Mercedes and I was pulling up to a traffic jam on Sepulveda Boulevard in Los Angeles. And next thing you know, I woke up in my car and I got hit by a truck at like 60 miles an hour. It accordioned my car. And I was looking up at the roof. It hit me so hard that my seat broke. And I had my seatbelt on. And basically I was done. And then I really, you know, bodybuilding, and let me tell you something, for all you strength athletes out there that are just doing your strength stuff, that's the worst thing in the world that you can ever do. Bodybuilding is basically the rope of life that holds you together through everything else. And I bodybuilt and I built myself up. And that's how I got back. I mean, bodybuilding has literally, Mike, it's saved my life in every attribute. I wanted to be Arnold Schwarzenegger, but then I started bodybuilding, and I don't have the smallest waist, even when I lean out. And I'm more built for power, you know. So I realized that, and I didn't want to deal with the politics in the bodybuilding era, in the bodybuilding scene. And it just kind of came to me what I was supposed to do, you know. And that's why I was kind of out of it for a minute. I came back recently, and I've had a couple difficulties, you know, technicalities in my shows lately. But I just came out with my own equipment line. It's called Simply Mendy. So I got my own bench shirts now, wraps, everything. I'm starting to make briefs, the whole 9 yards. I also got apparel. You can go on mendysgym.com and then buy that stuff, or DM me at mendysgym@gmail.com. But the shirts that I invented have revolutionized the market, and it's taken off. So I'm excited, and I'll flow you one. And you got to come in and try a shirt out, bro. I think, what would you guys think if I could tell you that Mike O'Hearn can bench press 900 pounds?
I would say that'd be photoshopped.
Well, guess what, guys?
Oh, geez.
You want to come in for a workout?
I can hit a
sometime?
5 on incline.
No. But understand this. What the shirt does is you know, everybody's like, oh, it's shirt lifting, it's cheating, da-da-da-da. Listen, when I'm holding 1,200 pounds in my hand, everything is about technique and strength at that point. But, dude, I would love to get you into a workout. And you know what?
We'll do a shirt.
I
haven't done a shirt since.
Oh, bro, they're
91.
band shirts now. You know, a slingshot.
90, yeah.
These shirts are like slingshots, but they're shirts now. And they are absolute, bro. You will do it, and you'll look at me and go, bro, more.
Yeah, I know me.
Oh, bro.
I get a thing on.
I mean, I don't know. What would you guys think if all of a sudden Mike went nuts and started competing and quit powerlifting? Team Mendy, Team O'Hearn. Woo!
Yeah, we have to do that.
Oh, 100%. We got to film
that.
We got to film that. I guarantee you I'll get you over 700 pounds first time you're in a shirt. Yes, Michael.
I'm happy for you, man. You're killing it. You're killing it.
I'm making it happen.
You're crushing it.
Yeah. Hey, look, you know what?
Yeah.
Everything in your life, did anybody go, here, Mike?
No. It doesn't work that way.
You got to take what you need.
Build it.
That's it. That's what it's about. It's about a foundation, and then building the building, and then building the empire. And that's what it's about.
Riddle me this, riddle me that.
Yeah.
So, come on now. It's easy for you. You're coasting because you did it. You became the champion. Everybody hands you everything. It just gets so simple. You can sleep in. It's very easy.
Who does that happen to?
Thank you. But again, I'm going to go back to that's the belief.
No, I get it.
That's the belief. I'm sitting here with you, and I know that how you are, and you know that me. It's like I don't miss. But they, for some reason, think even if it did get to that level, we wouldn't settle. We would keep pushing.
Oh, 100%.
Keep pushing.
100%. Look,
What is
regular
What
people.
would it be though? What would it be that you could tell them? It doesn't get easy like that. You got to keep pushing, and that's why people get tired.
You know what?
It goes back to what
I
Tony
did.
Robbins
I
said.
did a short video with Michael John White today. He was
Did
working
he?
out in the gym. Yeah, he trains here.
Oh my gosh! I love Michael.
And you know, I basically said, and this is like 3 hours ago, I was training him. Oh, by the way, I have a special guest here today. Hey, Josh Barnett, why don't you come in
Oh
here?
my god! Holy shit! Oh! Oh my gosh! Woo!
Now listen, I wasn't supposed
How'd you
to say
know that?
Bro,
How'd
look, we know these things. Come
Holy
here,
shit!
dude. Come here, dude. How you doing, brother? Anyway, let's give him a seat. Sit on down. We're moving over.
Just for Mike.
Oh my god!
I see Scott all the time.
That's right. He trains here too.
I've never seen Mike.
Michael J. White.
Plus, you know what happened? I wanted you to be a little closer to me. And
Oh,
I figured
I'll
if I
hug
got
up on your
if
ass.
I got Josh
I'll hug
here,
up on you,
that's
boy.
the only thing I can do. You know what I mean?
Here,
Ladies
let's,
and gentlemen, if you don't know, this is Josh Barnett, pretty much the baddest dude on the planet, UFC world champion, shoot fighter, you name it, he's done it. And I podcasted him a few months back or a few
It's
weeks
just
back.
got sick.
Yeah, dude, yeah, he told me, he goes, bro, don't tell him I'm
Oh
coming.
my god! Mona's got to meet you too. Oh my god! Remember when I said about Shad?
Oh, I remember.
Okay, so yeah,
So yeah.
yeah. No, just family friend in a sense from Pat and
Yeah.
family, and known him for decades.
I know.
Decades.
Yeah.
So it's just
We were actually talking about you on the last podcast with him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
and I remember I connected Shad and Mike together when down, because Shad was down in Venice all the time and training. And he wanted, like, you guys should meet each other. You'd be good friends.
Yeah.
we were. It was instant. And then Shad introduced me to Mona.
Oh,
And so
Really?
it's just how the world works and stuff. But yeah, let me say
So basically,
right
in
here, though-
essence, without him, you wouldn't have a wife and kid right now.
exactly. So
Wow.
yeah.
So
Wow.
Mike's pretty. He's pretty resilient. He's pretty capable of doing his.
No, I'm not saying he's not capable, but look
Yeah.
who he's got hooked up with.
Well, I mean,
Honey, you want to come in here? We need to show everybody what we're talking about
You
here.
gotta watch that baby.
Hey!
Jaden, watch him for a minute. Come here real quick. We just need you in here for a
That arm just
second.
gave birth. Are you kidding me?
Trains twice a week.
Yeah.
Look at that.
I don't need more than that, right?
You
Yeah,
don't
why
need more
not?
than that.
I guess not.
So come on over here.
Come on.
Guys, this is Mona. You got to go. There you go. This is the woman I was talking about. This is Mike's significant other.
This is the boss.
This is the boss of the bosses.
This is to cuts the cheese in the house.
That's right. That's right. She was editor of Bustle and Fitness, credible athlete, pretty much you
Miss
name it.
Universe
she's
won
done
the
it.
universe.
Wow.
Yeah, absolutely.
But my specialty, I own the famous steakhouse in Manhattan.
Manhattan.
Oh,
You still do?
No, I
She
just
sold that bad boy.
Uh,
Thank God.
It was the restaurant that moved to LA with me or stay out there. She
Yeah.
said, I'm taking
Yeah,
I'm
that
taking the
was
high
like-
road.
Hey, well, you sold the steak
Mhm.
to get the steak.
Ooh,
yeah,
see
you
that?
can't get a bigger piece of meat.
I love it.
Anyway, Mona, thanks for coming into the
Yeah.
shot. So anyway, now I got two of the best of the best. With me, three of the best of the best all together. Josh, what's going on, man?
I got Bloodsport, my next pro wrestling show, March 31st in Dallas. So
Uh-huh.
our 8th show we put together. Then I've always got my guys training and everything. I got to punish Mike whenever I can.
Right,
Not
right,
this
right.
Mike, the other Mike.
Yeah, right,
I
right.
can't break this guy.
No,
yeah.
That's when we get a hold of a lock on him, a choke hold. But if it comes to lifting weights,
Yeah. Well, you know, he is Michael Hearn, you know.
yeah, he is.
So,
And the whiskey stuff is going great.
Yeah, he's got his
always-
own brand of whiskey going on.
Always
now, guys.
working on projects and events, and basically just being a typical LA douchebag, and
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
having like 8,000 hats.
Hey,
you know?
would you be anywhere else, bro? This is the place.
If this wasn't the place to do these sort of things, and even to do things like, oh hey, I know Shad, hey, meet Mike, you guys should, and then the ability to just put everyone together and network in this place. It's not just that there's tons of money in this place and tons of opportunity in that. There's people from all over the world trying to make things happen.
Absolutely.
Folks of high skill.
Two things I got to jump into real quick because of the fact that you were the youngest ever UFC heavyweight champion when you won that.
Mhm.
And it was 20, if I'm correct.
24.
24. Okay.
These are my boys.
But I want you guys to listen to this. He was 24. That means he was already in the trenches. He was already doing his thing with the teens into your early 20s.
Mm-hmm.
And then you were the champion at that time. What was it that set you up at such a young age? Because I just want to talk to the kids, because we were talking about injuries and stuff. When you're 20, you don't know about injuries.
No,
And you
don't.
fight, you go through it. But the longevity and what you set yourself up to, and you're still doing it today. So what was the young Josh that you would say to him today? Stay focused on this. This is good. This is bad.
I would be more about diet and how, not just about the way it affects the way you look, but also how it affects your long-term performance and how you can adjust diet for injury, for nagging, little inflammation. All these kind of things can be done with diet. The other thing is to, it's kind of tough, because one of the thing that drove that guy is still the same thing that drives me, and that is that whatever I set my mind to, I will accomplish it. I go after it. And as a kid, I saw UFC 2 on a tape as a sophomore in high school in 1993, and I just said, I don't know how to do this, but I'm going to do it one day.
Yeah.
That was all it took. And I just made it happen. I went every route. If there was a problem, I found a way around it. If I didn't have...
Hold on. You threw me off. So there's no problems. You just became the champ. You went from ground zero, no hiccups, and right to it, isn't it?
I suffered and struggled and got the crap kicked out of me, and I used to have to...
It wasn't easy?
Well, imagine that. No, it wasn't.
Wow.
It wasn't. They didn't just show
I
up
don't
and go...
understand this, guys. I told you
None
they
of
both
us
got
had
to
an
the top
easy time.
easy with no problem. I stand corrected.
Yeah, it was countless hours of riding a bus to get to Kirkland from Ballard.
Wow.
So if you're not from Seattle, you don't understand how the 44, the 43 has to go through so many stops. Then it hits the floating bridge, 520. So I got to go downstairs, catch a bus there. And so it would take me 2 hours almost to get to Kirkland from Ballard. And then I had to catch that last bus at 9:55. And if I missed that, I was screwed.
Right.
And then I had to jump on that bus. And then sometimes my legs are cranked because Matt Hume and Doug Murphy or whoever just cranked me out.
Doug Murphy.
Yeah, Doug Murphy.
Oh my
Another name you ain't heard
gosh.
forever.
You guys
And-
don't understand. This is going right back to the root of where I grew up and the people I knew. And the people I'd fight in cars, Doug Murphy,
Yeah.
they always pounded each other oh my
And
gosh.
so, going through all this kind of stuff and then being able to barely walk home, being so dead exhausted. And then for some reason, either because a boat had to go through or something happened, boom, that the bridge actually can lift up but it takes forever to go up and it takes forever to come down. So now I'm laying on a bus with 3 people on it, just drugged through the mud, tired, and I'm not going home for another hour and a half on top of this. And that's
And it was
just
fine.
So why
5 days a week.
But it was
why
fine.
Well, yeah.
I have a question. So why didn't you just quit?
Quitting's the easy way out. Quitting is the abandonment of my goal. And I didn't, and the abandonment in a way where I didn't actually see it through, where I didn't give it my best and see whether I could make it or not, or whether the juice was worth the squeeze. I didn't get there.
Right.
So until you've gotten to that point, until that effort and that energy is put into it, quitting it really is just the easy way out. It
100%.
is abdicating the responsibility that you asked for. So I can't do it.
God, I couldn't have said it better myself. How about you?
Yeah, I'm just trying to find that we say quitting's the easy way out. We understand that. But what was the no excuse to the quitting? I was
You want to know
scared.
what it is?
I couldn't read and write.
Mhm.
I was so freaking scared that I would have to get a real job.
Yeah.
That option never, no matter what happened in life, I would never go that route. And so that's what kept me doing it. I was like, I can't go to that. And so I was so scared that that option was out. What was it that you were like, forget this. There's no way I'm going to do this kind of lifestyle. I'm going to sit on the bus.
The 3 of us are sitting here right now. because the part in your brain that tells you give up and settle isn't in any three of our brains. And there is no option. There never was an option to settle. And that's just the driving force that keeps us waking up and beating it, no matter how much the pain is, no matter how much the suffering is. You just keep going. And honestly, the three of us are fucked up. People in this world, they're looking at us right now and they're thinking, what is he even saying?
Don't assume that we are.
You know what I mean?
normal.
What the fuck is he saying? Because there is not an option, people.
Well, yeah, you would know it in your heart of hearts if you threw in the towel in a way that was dishonorable to yourself.
Right.
That was.
I like the choice of words.
And you.
He's one of the smartest
You
guys
would
I've ever
sit.
met in my life.
You would lay in bed at night. You could look in the mirror, and no one would ever even know what your reasons for. You could come up with every excuse that would seem acceptable to the rest of the world, but every time you even had to say it, you'd know you were lying. You know that you lied to yourself. You know that betrayed who you really were, and that is not
To
something
have
you
that
can deal
feeling?
with.
Ugh.
And even outside of that, for me, it was I want to realize this dream. Right? I didn't say I'm going to go out there and try and be the best in the world by coming up against something that was an obstacle and being like, oh, well, I guess I can't do that now.
Right.
It's like if these, I've been in the gym with all these people. I've seen, I'm beating this dude's ass already, and he's a pro. Or I'm doing this, or I know I can do this. I know that my will says you can beat me today, but I'm going to come back every day and keep trying to beat you. I'm going to try to beat everyone that was ever better than me. And it's just always the way I am.
But you know that's a sickness, bro.
Yeah, well,
something's wrong with us.
It's guaranteed to give you, especially if you're not the right person, to give you physical and mental anguish. Right? My knees can tell me every day about what I've done with my life, and yet even when I was playing football, I remember getting a ride home from someone one time, a parent or a teacher or something, and them saying, well, when you're going to be a kid, man, you could be or when you're older, you're probably going to be in a wheelchair from all this, wear and tear on your body. And I just said, yeah, well, I'll be in a wheelchair with glory and memories of doing things that people couldn't do because they didn't.
Are you entertained?
Yeah.
It's a funny thing because of the averages do always say that. The commonality, the common person always say those kind of things where there's no way you're going to be on magazines. You can't model. You can't be on the cover of the magazine. You can't show your body. You're not going to look. You're done by 25, 30.
Mm-hmm.
And then my magazine just came out again. And it's like, wait a minute. I was first on the magazines in 87 when you're still in high school, junior high school. And a magazine came out in 2022. It's like, we're still doing this. We're still in it. And we're still that much passion.
Well, and you have to realize there are Mike O'Hearns, except they almost never exist. That's fine. But until a Mike O'Hearn at whatever age this journey starts trying to make that journey, the Mike O'Hearn from 40 years ago isn't the same guy as here. And there was this giant litany of time and work and testing and theory and all this stuff put into developing a guy that can still be at the top of what he does now, not just the top of what he did then. And that's a progression. You don't have a bad handoff and just like the wrong warm up and still bench 1,086 pounds or some shit like that unless you're Scott. That's the way it is. And everybody starts from somewhere, and we can all tell a story about someone we met that seemed not just average but below average, but their work ethic, their heart, their will, and their want were so good that now people go like, well, I could never be that guy. It's like, you're right, because you're deciding that you cannot.
Don't move from that. For both of you, I got to ask, have you in your journey met the average Joe outwork the talented, gifted athlete?
Oh, hell yeah.
How
Plenty
many
of
times? Right?
All the time. So
Right?
much. Very, 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 very
You
common.
cannot
The
judge it.
talented Joe relies on his talent, not his will, because it's never tested. You know what I mean? It's like the
And they
talented
can always
guy. I'm
exceed
not,
to such a level that they can quit out on a day and
Right,
they're still better
right.
than,
but the guy that doesn't have the genetics will work and work and work and work and work and work. Like my brother that you spoke
Yeah.
to. No genetics. The guy would work his ass off and got everything he did, just didn't have the tool set. but was able to achieve it. You know, I mean, there are guys like that.
Well,
You
then
know,
I love those kind
and
of
the guy
guys.
with talent also, if he really wants to be somebody special, he's got to put the work in.
No
yeah,
matter what,
so
you
know,
got to
from my
suffer.
perspective, I can at least say like you guys both have the talent and had the talent to begin with, but you also coupled that with a work ethic that then took that talent, immersed it to a level that was like, okay, we're high for the normals.
Look,
But then you went and exceeded it beyond because it wasn't enough. It wasn't good enough, and you knew that there was more that you could get out of it, and so you took it as far as it could go. I'm constantly telling people about Mike.
But you're always at as far as it can go, and then you're banging on it more,
Yes.
and more and more and more. It's like you're hitting that wall until that wall
Well, you're
breaks.
trying to do
through.
how much right now? 11 what?
No, I'll be over 1,200.
Yeah, a 1,200 pound bench.
Yeah.
Why? Because.
Why? Because that's what I was born to do.
And yet you've already benched 10 this, 11 that.
Yeah.
But it's like, nah, I still gotta give it another squeeze.
Hunger.
You know what? I don't know.
Freaking hunger.
I mean, I don't know. Look at everything that we all do, and then you look and you go, take that away. There's no goal. There's no drive. There's no.
Oh my God. Exactly.
Right? You know what I'm saying? I mean,
I
like,
said
what
this the other
happens
day,
when
I
that's
said-
pulled away?
Somebody says, why do you still get that ripped and lift that heavy? You're not competing. I go, are you a moron? Sorry. But the concept of you going, wait a minute, I never did this for the trophy.
Right.
It was never, if it's for the trophy, you're done. You're done. If it's for fame, it's for money, you're done. It is about what I can do and push myself to do and create something that nobody's seen before.
It's
And so it's
your
always about that.
legacy.
It's never the
Bring it up to
trophy.
people that I go, you really don't get Mike. The guy will, he'll go on like a bulk cycle for I don't know why through his eating and his training, and he'll get big as shit. He'll get 280, 2 whatever, maybe even 3 bills. Still stay quite lean for it, and then all of a sudden just I'm gonna shred down to 240 something, and then still squat insane amounts of weight. Still be benching 4 plates for reps, and it's just like he does it because he wants to prove to himself either he wants to or he's trying to test something or he's testing
amazing.
something. He's figuring something out. Mike's not doing it for no reason.
No.
And I've taken Mike's power bodybuilding program, put my athletes through it, and then mix that with cycles of like Menser stuff and other things, and even go back to 5x5s and just watch people grow. I got strong, and I do all this shit before I ever put in my athletes through it. So I did Mike's program right off the bat.
100%.
7 sets of 2,
100%.
5 sets of 2, building into these heavy deficits with high set rates, and then watching. Okay, I love it. I love the way it works. This is great. This is great for power development, and I'm getting the size I want. Boom! Now I'm gonna put you on it, Shane, and now I'm gonna put you on it, Victor. Now you guys are all following it. Here's your 6 week, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna taper off for 2, and then come back again. Yeah.
Well, you know what? Every one of us have built this system up, and we've made mistakes while we've done it, and we personally put ourselves through it and figured out the combination to get through whatever doorway we needed to get through. And now we're at this point to where we know our system so well that it's just, it's not a system, it's our lives. And that's what it boils down to be.
I asked you that earlier. I said that what is it that makes you go, okay, car accident, let me come back, let me try something different, let me work around it, let me heal this spot, and then let me go forward and fight again.
Yeah, no, I get it, bro.
Everyone
It's-
would have gave you a pass if you'd have said, okay, that rep
Yeah,
was bad.
you're done. You're done.
Hey, when you get lemons, you make damn good lemonade.
Then maybe you throw a little vodka in there too.
Well,
Hey,
see,
whatever it takes,
see how
bro.
they did that? See
Hey,
how they did
whatever it takes to get you to get to that next thing.
I just hope you guys at home understand that it's never. There's goals. There's goals of winning. There's goals of becoming the champion. There are those goals, but it's the 4 a.m. in the mornings for me, the struggles, the training, the banter, even
Yeah.
the head grind. That's living in it, and that's what we really. That's the journey. That's where we talked about how there's a bondage, or a partnership, friendship. It's deeper than as soon as You just
It's
missed the
a
average show. I know the
total-
pressure on
It's a
your
soul
chest.
bond.
So
And then we don't sit on our laurels about the thing that we are experts at, or the thing that we know best. Of course, we love that, and we wouldn't do it if we didn't. But then Mike and I are at the same auditions, and I'm in the room being like, you know, and other stuff being like, you need to talk to my buddy Mike. No, he looks the role. I think you should talk to him. Or then, you know, he's got a judo black belt. You know, it's just doing more and doing
bringing
more.
each other.
You were training fighting before you got into
Yeah,
that stuff.
yeah, I was a fighter too.
Bikes, bike culture,
Yeah,
car stuff. Like
yeah.
it's just taking other things and then incorporating them in their life and developing this and developing that. Seeing
You
where
know
it can
what?
go.
I got a question for you. Did you ever try out for Captain America?
Superman.
Oh,
Got
wow.
down to the final 5 the year that Brandon Rolfe got it.
Dude, do you realize you are Captain America?
We're still pushing. Thank you, brother.
I'm like, I don't know why Chris Evans got that. I always tell everybody, I go, how the fuck did he get that?
What's that? What's up? So 2 things, because I want him. Now that I'm a father for the first time, I understand. I grew up with probably before your time, but maybe you do know him, like Jeff Magruder, Doug Furness, Doyle Kennedy.
Yeah, for sure.
That's who I started with at 11, 12, 13 years old. So you guys at home may not know these, but these are the greatest. I thought they were average Joes. I didn't know they were the greatest powerlifters in the entire world.
You know
When
who
I'm
my
this
first
kid.
workout partner
Who?
was? My first pro, Mike Menzer.
Mike Menzer. See, you went with bodybuilding pro. I went with the best powerlifters.
yeah.
Well, were you talking like Gym of Seattle days, stuff like that?
Before that, Magruder's Fitness Center over in Redmond, Washington. So when I started, and this talks about circle of friends, because you just said we're at the same auditions, we're bringing each other. Don't tell him he's coming to the. You know, I get to hang out with 2 of the greatest in the entire world. That's kind of a cool circle.
No.
But that's a circle.
I get to hang out with the greatest in the entire world. But I was gonna break in and be like, dude, look who I'm with. Look, forget what he said, okay? Look who I'm with right now. Unbelievable.
Got questions for Mike? Some coming in from
Let
the
me
same
finish
line.
this real quick. Let me finish this because this, as a father, and for the fathers that are at home or the kids that are at home, put yourself around the circle of people that are better than you. If you can do that, it's going to heighten you. It is seriously going to take you up a level. And so it's cool at my house because my house is always busy and everybody's coming through. And so I got Rampage coming through and messing with Titan. I got Clay Guida coming through and messing Michael Bisbee. So I got these kind of guys that he doesn't know yet that he's going to look at as those are average Joes.
Right?
That's just a regular
So
guy.
his
That's just your
ceiling-
daddy's buddy.
Yeah, that's who
His
he hangs with all the
ceiling
time.
is the greatest in the world. And so when people say to him, well, why, how did you, he's already set up to win because he's at such a higher level. And so if you guys can, I just think it's a beautiful thing to be around these 2 guys. And I think about my friendships with these people. It's a truly gift.
Yeah, and develop a sense of positive envy where, okay, I've seen that this can be done. That means I can do it too. That means it's possible for me.
Yeah.
If they're able to do it, then I can do it. And if I can't do it, I'll find out because I gave it my all, and then I'll adjust and I'll do what is capable of me.
Right. No,
Be
I agree
driven.
100%.
Be driven.
The man with the heart beats the man with the talent. A circle of people around you is the greatest things. It is not easy.
No.
None of us had an easy journey. We had battles, but the why outweighed the quit.
Exactly.
Well, what we did was we got around the best in the world, and somehow we convinced them that we belong there.
I think they just saw us fail and fail and fail and keep coming back.
That's it.
And keep struggling.
That's it.
And then being like, you know what?
Get
That's
face
fine.
slammed every day, and then every day you show back up.
Today's the day that today might not be the day that I succeed, but I'll find that day because I'll keep coming back. I'll keep showing up.
Yeah.
And it's the same for all of us. And people love to remark upon the end result, but the end result is just an example of the countless hours that you never see. And that's such a cliche thing to say, but it is.
No, it's 100% true.
Yeah. If you think you want to be Mike O'Hearn, then you
Oh,
You better be up at 4 a.m.
By the
you better
way-
be like religious with your diet. You better, and then it's not just about, oh, well, I could just eat like Mike does. It's like, well, actually, no, you probably might have to alter to you. And you can take that as a basis, but you're going to have to adapt, switch. You're going to have to do lifts similar, but maybe not this. You're going to have to find your own way, because Mike developed Mike's best pathway where he can change it and alter it in ways you would have no idea. That is like absolute science. Well, everyone's an individual. You got to find your exact way. But if you're not willing to go through the steps and to have that time invested and the suffering that comes with it, you'll never get there.
you're right. You're 100% right.
I love the fact that you're here. You guys don't even know. I've talked about him a lot to Mo, just because he's a big catalyst on how my life has been the last 10 years. So it's so cool to see you walk in here.
Dude, when I told him, I go, bro, I'm podcasting Mike at 6. The thing he texts me back. He goes, I'm on my way. I'm going to be a little bit late, but don't tell him.
Yeah,
we
Don't
talked
tell
about
him
that.
that.
I said, I go, yeah, people don't get this, and I'll say it to people, and they probably take it as like, oh, he's just being facetious. But I go, no, Mike's a family friend. Mike is family, and they're like, what does that mean exactly? No, you don't get it. Like, I know Mike forever. Mike is one of my brother-in-law's good buddies, and is a part of all this like powerlifting and everything that was up in Washington. And I've trained at the gyms that Mike has trained at when I was a kid. Having Pat Burke tell me like, all right, no, your elbows are flared out, no this and that, whatever. It's like, okay, got it. Here's how you put your knee wraps on when you're squatting heavy. Here, all this stuff. And
this is all great stuff for you guys at home. I don't know if you're enjoying it much as I did, but this is just like childhood and friendships that have been there forever. And
It's the best thing in the world.
It really is.
This you cannot buy, people. This is something that is time and is just a buildup of whatever we all went through together, respecting each other the way we do, and enjoying your life.
I am going to bring Titan down to train with you guys.
Good.
Yeah. So
Absolutely.
he started at 2 jiu-jitsu. You guys know this at home, but Titan started at 2 jiu-jitsu and swimming as a young pup. So this is how annoying they're going to be with me. My food goes with me everywhere.
I just ordered
I know.
sushi for you.
That's for Mama and Jeffrey and everybody, but that's how annoying I am.
That's okay.
It don't matter if I go to a
Please,
4-star
dig
restaurant,
in.
I eat.
During the podium, it's a standard that during the podcast we have a meal. So enjoy,
Thank
and I'm glad I brought you now.
I don't need to get shredded, so
These guys are going to enjoy. But we have questions, tons of questions. So and at this site, for you guys that are here watching this, understand that the questions can range from how do you incorporate martial arts into lifting? How do you build up your strength program to bench something that's abnormal, truly abnormal? I think I can get 1,200 if I did about 6 lifts altogether. So there's a lot of information here for you guys. And it's like he said, my belief is food is not like medicine. It is medicine.
this is
100%.
And it
100%.
heals your body and it gets you better and it makes you strong. It can make you lean. It sets you up to win if you stay with a basic understanding of nutrition.
Food can ruin you too.
Yep.
Bad food. I mean, you can have all kinds of inflammation and tendonitis and gout and any number of things. Diabetes. For a lot of folks, it's food based more than anything else.
100%.
And I know people that have beaten their type 2 by just getting the will together and eating right.
Right.
And obviously, we're not talking about born type 1. That's a whole different story. But even then, type 1s with the right kind of nutritional work can reduce their amount of insulin necessary
100%.
all the time, and can make it so that they're safer within where if they're missing this or missing that, and it's just
Well,
helping them
if
out.
you're not eating foods that are causing your pancreas to produce excess amounts of insulin, then you're doing the right thing, especially diabetics.
Right.
You're talking about losing weight, leaning out. I mean, bodybuilding has taught me everything nutritionally. Obviously you want to cut down, you got to cut your carbs down.
Yeah.
You know, you need to eat them correctly. You got to do your cardio correctly. It's all.
You know, here's something I think that it often gets overlooked with bodybuilding. They're all about like the physiques and the shows and you go, hold on. You don't realize that actually, in my opinion, the most important thing about bodybuilding is that, and as it will vary for every individual, bodybuilding is this dive into the most specific manipulation of the physical form, right? It's not just I lift weights and I got bigger. It's you learned how to isolate one small muscle that you felt didn't make your shoulders look as good, or you learned how to control your weight coming down, going up, how to bulk and get the most out of it. Yeah, all these things.
Absolutely.
Now the thing about it is, if you can learn that aspect, not only can you do what they do for the sake of bodybuilding, you can also do it in a sports sense where you go, my rotator cuffs need to be stronger. This is one of the most necessary sport exercises, yet people don't get that it's too easy to overwhelm the rotator cuffs because they're not very strong. They're not made to do real lifting like you would do with other stuff. But yet people come in there and they fling the weight around and say, you're not training your rotator cuff. But if you learn how to bodybuild, you learn how to find just that moment and move that muscle just as it needs to be and stretch it and elongate it.
Your canvas.
And then if you start tailoring your diet, it's bodybuilding when I'm having my fighters cut weight.
Right, 100%. Bodybuilding is not, people don't understand. Bodybuilding is a lifestyle, and it's not about competing. You could be a bodybuilder and never do a show. Bodybuilding is about taking care from the inside of your body to the outside of your body in every aspect. Nutritionally.
Look at all the pros.
Yeah.
Right? That Mike could have been up there going like, no, I'll go down this same gamut of do the whole pro shit like you guys in that exact way. But look at how many of them are great, fall out, great, fall out, great, fall out, in between, and then all of a sudden retire, blah. And now you've got Mike still looking as big and as lean, strong as shit.
Lately, a lot of them are dying.
Yes.
Matter of fact, not that he was like a big bodybuilder, but he's a big YouTuber. Boston Lloyd died today.
Oh, boy.
At 29 years old.
Wow.
Yeah. And hey, rest in peace.
29, that is way too young.
I met him. I was going to do a podcast with him, my friend Leo, about 2 months ago. And I'm not into the drug thing. I mean, the whole thing is, if you're going to do drugs, you're an adult. You can make those decisions. But, I like living the way I like living, a positive lifestyle. And I just didn't want to go down that route with him, And I would just be nailing him, I mean, obviously, there's a right and a wrong way to do everything.
Everything you do is a trade-off in one way or the other.
You got to pay.
You got to
pay at the cash register. And I'm just going to leave it at that. But Boyd, rest in peace, brother. We wish you the best.
Back to what you were saying about nutrition, because I love that you absorbed it like you do and adapt to it. Like you fine tune it, and you talk about, because I talk about connective tissue all the time, and muscle comes and goes. We know this.
Yeah, right.
And you can feed it and stuff, but it's the connective tissue that gives you that farm boy strength that you can choke out somebody, that you can roll somebody, you can lift and hold that kind of weight. Don't get it misled, because I love bodybuilding that there's a creation to the body. What I don't like is that the youngsters are just getting to the point where they just go, I just want to look jacked. And I'm like, well, you're not depositing anything for the future, which goes back to my belief on how you do nutrition and how you do weightlifting. If you stress the body in a productive way, that gets bone density and connective tissue. That's Wolff's Law and Davis Law, which allows us to do this for a long period of time.
Right, stop.
Go.
Long period of time. Consistency. That's what makes me be able to bench 1,200 pounds. Him, the physique that he does. It didn't just come out of a Cracker Jack bag. He worked for years and years and years. You look at a picture of him when he was younger, He looks better now than when he was younger.
Well, the ones now are just photoshopped. Fake weights and everything. So it's not the same. But I love the fact that we're still here doing this, and it comes back to the medicine, and the medicine is the food.
Yeah.
It's setting us up
100%.
so it's not inflamed. You're not destroying your kidneys and liver. It's you're doing this so you can still get out and tussle. You can still get out.
I mean,
and
I
do
was
your stuff.
on the mats with a 2-time NCAA Division I champion today. You know, third or fourth on the Olympic ladder in a heavyweight, and we're out there training today. And trust me, I have. It goes all right. I mean, Tony he's been a student of mine, a good friend and training partner, and as a wrestler, like he's definitely a better wrestler than me.
Well, he should be.
But you know, I can go out there and learn from him by being on the mats with him because I know how to wrestle. I know how to be strong. I know how to train myself. I have all these secrets from all these years of being an athlete that now I'm going to pay for this a lot more than he will. But
100%.
yeah, because he's quite a bit younger than me. But
you can use those tricks and those tricks of the trades to get the result that you need to get now.
Yes.
He doesn't know.
this is true, and it also allows me to be out there to learn through example. Right. You know, I mean, I can do Mike's power bodybuilding program as many times as I want, but I still need to at some point go and hang out with him and be a fly on the wall, just be in his back pocket. Why do you do it this way? Why are you doing it that way? Well, you found that when you moved and you moved the weight in this arc, you were getting this much more benefit out of it than the traditional way of doing it that way. So, okay, I'll try it that way and see if I don't too get that same benefit. And if I don't, then maybe he'll adjust my elbow positioning until we find it. And now there'll be another, okay, boom, that's what we need to move. No, I need you to move your wrist just this little bit and watch how it'll make this fire. Got
100%.
that? Boom,
Hey,
got it.
30 years is this, ready?
Yeah.
It's the craziest shit. Like one little movement is 2 decades. And that makes a world of difference in whether you're building up to what you're building up to or being in the power level that you need to or throwing somebody in a move.
Hey, the first person that really got me lifting was Pat Burke, who Mike knows really
was an actual old training partner of mine when you were probably still too young.
Yeah, boy, was he strong as shit. So him teaching me how to bench to begin with, it still took me a minute to figure this out. He's like, stop holding the bar on your knuckles. Stop that. Like you're trying to drive through your bones, throughout your palm, and now you got weight hanging on you back here, dropping behind you.
You're causing a leverage break.
And so I'm watching, like, you don't put your thumb around it or whatever. I mean, he was like, no, I don't need to do that. He gets in there, boom, puts the pads and just bang. Okay, you know, and we used to lift it at Gold's up on Aurora when I was there, getting ready for my UFC fights, doing, you know, I'm doing sumos, he's doing standard, and we're doing 500 pounds for reps and sets back and forth with each other. Yeah. And Pat was still stronger than me. And I'm 23, and Pat, I don't know, he must have been 30 something, and he was still stronger than me.
The strength plateau, when you're 23, you're not there yet.
Well, yeah, I had to learn that.
It doesn't start till your mid-30s, till you're 33, 34.
Yeah. But, you know,
that's when you get
I was a raw 500-pound deadlifter, a 550-pound squatter, and Pat's still like, all right, add more weight because this is too much
manpower, baby.
Like, Jesus,
old manpower.
I'm
telling you right now, it's like when you're a kid and you're wrestling with your father, and he's just manhandling.
Still manhandling.
Yeah.
And he's 40, and you're 18 or whatever, and it's like, you know, that's the deal. When you get older, that's when your power sets in.
I've learned.
So how do you tell these guys that, though? How do you tell them, the youngsters, the teenagers, the 20-year-olds, slow down, don't rush it?
Well, basically, you tell them that you're looking for something that's not in developmental stage yet.
But they want to be the best. They want to be 24 and the champ.
Well, that's
they want
a
to turn
different
pro
thing.
at 20 years old.
But fighting is a different thing than lifting.
Okay.
You know, you're talking about, you know, maturation of a fighter. He's a freak. You know what I mean?
But I won the universe at 20.
You did.
So why can't they do that? The same thing. Why can't they do it at 19?
You know why? Because God did not give them that gift and that will.
But don't you both think that there's guys out there, if they were around the right people, They're the genetic
100%.
freaks. And we've all seen these kind of guys
Yeah.
that you guys don't realize. I've seen the guys that are in the locker room and I go, dude, you look great, man. You work out? No, not really. I eat
Like,
my
I'll give you an
It's
example.
like, oh my, you're a
Hey.
genetic freak.
Hey, Stan the man.
Okay.
I watched him go from like a regular person to this massive, unbelievably built guy, and I think Stan's going places in the world. But it's here.
It is. It is.
But how can you tell them?
The
How
thing
do
is, you
tell
need to
them
realize that,
Well,
that
either they're smart enough to listen,
that's important.
and if they're not, then they're not, and they're not going to get to their goal.
You got to learn how to learn, because you got to learn to not ask.
That's so
not
frustrating.
don't start shooting.
You're right.
Think
Don't
back
start.
to your young self.
Oh yeah,
How
of course.
frustrating is that?
Very much so.
I
And-
hired a guy named Jim.
Because I understand that, and I get what you guys are saying. I know the frustration, and you work with young kids. You both work with young kids, and we see this, and we go, God, just listen to what I'm saying. Bring it down a notch. You're trying to force something to happen that can't.
Yeah, you want
Right.
it now, but it's not
100%.
here. If you try to grab it now, you're going to fail in a way that's detrimental. If you just trust the process and have a little bit of patience,
You got
you
do
will
that.
see it. Even before you've gotten it, you'll all of a sudden be like, that's why I didn't do it like that first.
I'll tell you a little story.
I mean, some things are only that you have to set up. I think it's important as a coach to set up a intended failure for a lesson sometimes, and to set
100%.
them into a
Go
position
deeper on that.
where you're
100%.
well, like so with fighting, I might set someone up in just the right scenario where I know I'm going to have them get their ass kicked in a way that's going to show them
They're not ready yet.
yes, or show them that I thought I knew, but I didn't. And the only way that they were going to know that, they were going to figure that out, is by creating those parameters for them to learn it themselves. But as a coach, I'm setting this up in a way where it's safe and I'm in control of this environment.
I
And
had
I'm
a guy.
protecting him at the same time.
I came out with my own line of equipment now. I was just talking about it before you got, but you know about it, about my
Yeah.
insurance. And I got a guy in Washington that I was sending him a shirt, and I knew he was irresponsible, so I didn't do it. So he calls me up and he goes, Coach, why have you not sent me the shirt yet? You know, da 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 da. I said, you're not ready.
Not ready for the shirt.
I go, he's ready for the shirt, but he's not ready for what it's capable of. So he begged me, and I sent him the shirt. Cody, I sent you the shirt. So last week or the week before, he was a 640-pound bencher. He hit an 800 off a 3-board, and then he went 925. Snapped his arm in half. 2 plates, 13 screws. And this kid, he was the next wave, man. Like, I said, look, I'll take care of you.
You said that.
Yeah.
So he just lived through it, and you said, set them up in a way, or they need to, instead of driving that to the point of where they actually hurt themselves to a point where it's detrimental, stay patient in it and continue to try to learn.
Right.
I always try to figure out ways to talk to them, because I have to be able to do that now that I got him.
A lot of things they want from what they're coming to you for, even at your best, doesn't show up tomorrow or next week.
You're right.
You know, there's probably body parts that you worked on for such a specific length of your life to then get them. And some of it could be even, my body doesn't like to make this fire the way I want it to. And if it doesn't fire the way I need it to and want it to, I won't develop it in a way for the aesthetic I want. Not to mention, it also applies towards sport performance.
100%.
So you went, I'm going to figure this out. I'm going to talk to everybody that I know. I'm going to find the people that never had this problem, but they have the best aesthetic that I want. And I'm also going to talk to all the people, especially that failed, and then they had to figure it out. And then boom, and then over time it develops. But nobody's there for that. And most people don't want to go through that. They don't want to spend that time. Like, Mike, I'm doing your program. I'm doing the eating. I'm doing this. And blah, blah, blah. And it's like, well, guess what? Well, I'm going to have to adjust your diet at some point. And then I'm going to have to probably adjust it again. And then I'm going to have to do that. And then it's just like, sorry, it doesn't just happen overnight. There is no one size fits all. And it's just going to take trial and error. And the thing that you want isn't going to just show up because you want it to. It's going to show up because the proper work has been done and you've set the stage for it. Just give it time and trust in the process. And if we get far enough along and it's not there, we'll fucking change it.
Yeah, yeah.
You
gotta hand make it sometimes, brother.
Yeah, of course you do.
How happy are you guys back there? This is. I hope you guys at home watching this is just sucking this information up.
This
Because
podcast,
is,
I didn't even know what I was getting myself
ridiculous.
into tonight. Okay,
It's-
unbelievable.
Now, Mike, how do you get probably like 1,500 pounds of beef in a Chevy Impala in Columbus, Ohio? How do you manage that? And when it
That
starts snowing?
was awesome.
What you did?
Oh yeah, we shoved it in there. We had to walk. It was everybody.
Was it
Shad,
Arnold?
You. It was the Arnold.
Me, Shad, Eric Hammer.
It was
you.
a circus.
What
Seriously,
happened?
It
Tell
was
me this.
every guy is almost 300
Yes,
pounds,
and huge.
there was like 7 guys in an Apollo.
An Impala.
It was.
And I'm driving, and we're leaving this party. Mike goes, "Hey guys, come out, come to this muscle and fitness party or whatever, because we're there for the Arnolds to do different stuff." I was there for Strike Force. Shad was there for other stuff. Mike was there for. So I was like, "Yeah, let's go."
all in
And
one
then
car.
it's like, "Well, who's got a car to get back?"
This is before
I'll drive
Uber.
us. Piled in.
That car
Oh, that-
fucking just drove.
Who's
It
your
was a
buddy, the
low
black
rider.
guy, who's like, he was shorter, but just wide as a goddamn barn door, just big ass dude.
Who that was back then?
But you know, everybody
like-
was huge
Yeah.
in this car. Everyone's like 260 plus with shoulders out the ear. You know?
I was probably the smallest guy.
Yeah,
Give me
yeah,
an idea how big everybody
Yeah,
was.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Shad 6'5".
Yeah.
Wow.
And
And
you guys, you
we
guys
made it
actually
home.
did it?
We made it home.
Yeah.
Wow.
The car.
I had to
don't know how the
avoid every
wheels-
speed bump. You know, no curbs, nothing.
No exhaust left on
Yeah.
the car, just shoot off.
Yeah,
That's
definitely
awesome.
a bald spot on the tires.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, guys, let me tell you something. I love you. Come here. I love you. I love you.
I hope you guys got as much as I did. This is
Hey,
pretty
honestly,
awesome.
I got to be honest with you, and I'm going to be selfish about this. I didn't
It's
do
your
this podcast for any of you. I did this for me. And I just, you know what? I did not even know what was going to happen tonight. This was an unbelievable thing. And, you know, Joe Rogan himself said, this is one of the smartest guys he's ever met. You know,
He's got a low bar.
yeah. I don't think Joe does. Joe, you tell him, all right? And Mike, I love the hell out of you.
Thanks, dude.
Both of you guys.
Yeah.
It was an amazing night. I got all this freaking sushi. You should have told me. I would have made you just.
Oh no,
Rice and
we're
beef.
taking this with. I got to feed these guys.
Okay, good.
Right.
Good.
People
Yes.
want to know what's in that.
That is 8 ounces of Piedmontese ground beef with a cup of rice.
Questions also come in.
Go,
from-
go. Get some questions here.
Question came in. Will you take his offer and bench press
Yeah.
with his shirt?
Yeah, I'll come up.
Guys,
with
we are going to do a YouTube. He's coming.
Yeah.
I even want to get this guy in it. I think you would be amazed. And you know what? The thing about the equipment is, especially my design, tons of tricep support, tons of shoulder support, and it will help you. It will
I have no doubt.
it'll help your nervous system deal
Oh,
with
yeah.
bigger weight, and it'll protect you.
100%.
And I will not put you in danger. I
I
promise.
believe that.
Okay, I mean that because you know what?
You already put me in danger sitting next to this guy.
Well, I knew that. I knew that.
I don't believe a thing you're saying now. Go for another one.
Question was, being the genetical freak you are, that's a given. That's what somebody wrote in. What's your motivation to stay in the shape you're in decade after decade?
I'll say the first thing is that I will never be a person that believes I am a genetic freak. I will be the first person to say
Exactly
that I
what a
have
genetic
no
freak would say.
genetics. I
So
have to work
basically,
harder
he's
than
saying
everybody.
that he's a liar.
I believe that I have to work harder than anybody else, and I've believed that my whole entire life, and I continue to do this. And now it takes it to another level because I was on stage in 1983, and I'm still on stage guest posing in 2022, which is a rarity. And then strength is still the same as it was in 1985 to it is today. So it's one of these things that we're finding something different, and that's motivating to me to pass that off to my son and see what I can, me and baby mama can create with this future legend Titan.
with this.
Oh, your name
Titan.
came up to someone I was talking to the other day. I'm trying to figure out who this was.
You know, they named their kid
They
Titan.
built the apparatuses that you smash through.
Oh, the panes of glass.
Yes,
Wow.
they're the ones
I'm
that
trying
made the
to
things
think
that
of who
hung
that.
them.
Yeah, I do a crazy
And I
Guinness
don't know
World
how it
Record.
came up, and then I'm like, yes, I do know that guy really well. In fact,
Why would he do that?
it's like,
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Yeah.
More questions?
One more. The
Okay.
question was, do you train as strict off camera as you do on?
Probably more so. I probably do things. Ask him right here. Ask this guy.
Yeah.
He films everything, and he sees what I do. I try to find my principle of training, especially now, is trying to find the weakest spots where I am to fix those. I want no hiccup in my game, so I will put myself in the oddest positions. And what he was talking about, like shoulders and this and that, and it's like, don't do behind the neck shoulder press. Been doing it for 40 years, and I believe it keeps my shoulders together. So it's everybody's different, but I believe that range of motion is key to health. And so yeah, I train.
well, if you don't have range of motion, you're not doing Titan games. You're not doing
Not doing
American
athletic
Gladiators.
stuff,
You're
but
not
they
doing
don't.
that
They
stuff.
don't realize that stuff. They don't realize it. So
Nobody wants to see
they
the
only
blood
see
and
the
sweat.
what? Yeah. They don't.
Well, and the on-camera workouts are generally meant to be good on camera. You know, they serve a purpose. They're not false in any way, but I just know from experience that is not even scratching the surface of what the actual workouts really have to be. And if you want to be strong like Mike and fit like Mike and all this kind of stuff, you want to be strong like Mindy over here. The amount of time, it's not. You don't want to film it because people will just be bored after a while. Like, wow, he's just doing more sets. Or he's now he's got a dedicated 5-minute
great
rest. Now
point.
he's got. It's just like, yeah,
Because you're gonna bench again?
Yeah.
You're gonna squat again? Yeah, because that's foundation work.
yeah. You're wearing sweats and hoodies and whatever,
People
and just
don't understand about the base. They don't get
Yeah.
that. They don't understand. It's like, oh, it's the
You
same
two are
thing.
both annoying with the base. I'll guarantee this. Shoot a
100%.
leg.
Yeah.
Shoot a leg. Shoot. What? Wait a minute. Didn't you learn how to do that when you were 7?
still working
Well,
on
why are
it.
you still working on it?
Still working because
You
You get rusty.
yeah, and
You
you
don't
know what?
use
Things
it, you
change,
lose
right?
it.
Things change. Like there may come a day where behind the neck, you're like, you know what? This actually causes an impingement that I don't like anymore, and so I can get what I need out of it by using two different exercises to accomplish what I used to be able to do with one, but now my body says we don't like that much. Okay, adaptation. You know, I can still shoot doubles and all this kind of stuff, but generally I shoot a head outside single like Dave Schultz, and then I transition to the double. I do something, or I climb up to the body lock, because me dealing with big, heavy, strong heavyweights with big, powerful hips and legs, sometimes it's just a pain in the ass to try and bring those legs in.
You got to
But-
modify,
But
bro.
if I can get to one leg, bring that in tight, and then transition back up, now I'm right there. Now I can control that.
And
So
earlier in life, you didn't do that.
nope, didn't need to.
Yeah. You always got to
But both,
modify.
I think the people at home, I want them to understand that it's repetitious with us.
Yeah.
100%.
It's the Groundhog Day. It's the same thing. Up, eating the same stuff, training the same, getting it going, and it's not a glorious.
It's his brain.
It's
his brain.
But don't you agree that?
Yeah, well, it's not you don't do power bodybuilding once and then I won.
I did it.
Yeah, I won. No, it's constant. It's consistent. It's the dedication to be this guy. This really does say it all, and that is, if you want to look even half as good as Mike, you're everything, all the way you look in terms of your cuts, it's pretty much all in the kitchen. Everybody that's always like, oh, I want to have abs, I want to do this, I'm going to bust I go, yes, you should train your butt off for the sake of training your butt off, and having the ab wall muscle underneath is good, not just for aesthetics, but for your spine, for your core, your posture. You'll need this, especially if you're trying to lift heavy weight. If your core is shit, this is why Louis Simmons has everybody doing core work every day, because you ain't squatting a ton of weight if you don't have a core to hold it up.
Period. You gotta have the foundation.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's in the diet.
Yeah.
It's abs are in the kitchen, cliche, 100% true. The only way I can get abs of any sort is it's not how much I lift. It's how much I'm dedicated to just eating exactly what my body needs.
Guys, you got to understand, we don't eat out. I know there's sushi right here, but this was a special thing for the podcast. All week long, This is it. This is it. Day in and day out. One day it's chicken. One day it's beef. One day it's fish. And it's just, you know, you may change a little sauce up. You put a little garlic in it. Then you put a little barbecue in it.
Hold on,
You
you
put
put
this
sauce
in
on
it.
this?
You know what I mean?
What the heck? Mona! No one told me that.
Anyway, guys, I love you to death.
We
Anything
got
else?
one
What
more,
we got?
one more question. About a half an hour ago, I don't know if he's still watching. He wanted to know. He said he saw something on your Instagram. I think he said incline. Your hands were sliding.
Oh yeah. So I got a company that sent me a bar, and it's in not rollers but a rail, and you have to control the pads, the holders, and it moves out and in. So it's you controlling it, and you take it down, and so you kind of go through it. I freaking love it. So I'm trying to understand everything that I messed up as a kid. How could you bench press and really connect with the muscles? How do you do inclines and really connect with the upper chest? How long did it take you to do side laterals and really feel it in the delt? It took me forever. What can I slow that or minimize the learning process? And this bench, it's sick.
Can you give me a hold
I
of
can
the
get
bar,
you
guys?
this. Yeah, I can get you this because
I want that.
first time I ever did it, I'm like, holy shit, chest is on fire.
Yeah.
And this is the thing that you guys will understand this. Both of you understand this great. Is that with Titan, I want him to be the guy that goes. He's going to be. They got him possibly at 6'6". He's going to be a big kid, but I want them to say, "So what do you bench?" And him go, "Well, 315." Dude, you're 6'6", 300 pounds. How do you bench 315? And then he gets down on this bar and does it for 10 reps. And the point there is this. I want him to be such a freak of an athlete that he never had to go to that extreme that I had to go, to where he's training everything so much smarter.
And he might do it just for his own, his own sake. He just wants to see, how much could I bench or something? Or you know what? How fast can I accelerate this 315? People are like, 315 is not very much. I go, yeah, but when it's moving 20 miles an hour,
And
it's
that way,
pretty scary.
if he can squat with a narrow stance high bar, can he do a sumo? Can he switch it up and do? So I'm trying to find out how to teach connection with less. In this bar, you're gonna freaking like. I'll get you guys both a bar.
Wow, that sounds
You guys are
so,
gonna
like,
love this.
really much like muscle. It's like very spot specific, and
It is because you know how
Well, you
people
can
go.
work the whole range.
sounds very,
As you're
very
doing it.
developmental.
Can you pull it up and show? I'll show them.
I can
Tell Mo.
Yeah.
So the other thing is that I hope you guys understand this at home. A bench press doesn't work the chest. You're just moving through the motions. You have to connect to it.
Correct.
How many
Well,
people
that's
go
any
in?
muscle. That's
But
any muscle.
they don't get that.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. I go back to this because they don't get that. No, I can
You
go
guys
in and
look
do
up on
bicep
YouTube,
curls.
you'll see the isolation in you.
You
That's what he's talking
you can go through and do bicep curls. And here we're gonna take a second. Watch this. So the handles that I'm holding on to right there, and then
Oh, wow.
yeah.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
So it's almost
It
like
works the
a
whole range.
fly and a press all kind of combined.
Yeah,
Your
Nothing
ability.
like dumbbells. So you think, oh, just use dumbbells. No, this is so, and
Well,
it's
because you gotta
me
stabilize
doing
it.
everything. There's nothing from that moving through. It's total control.
If Mike's making that face at 315, that's serious.
So
Wow.
yeah, that's a great
What's
bar.
it
Thanks
called?
for bringing that up. That's the Titan 2.0 bar, and
That's
I'm going to get
awesome.
you guys a couple of those.
Cool.
Before you sign us off, I just hope that you guys will go back and watch this again, and the points that I would love you youngsters to get, or even everybody at any age, the sitting on the bus for 2 hours one way, 2 hours back to just get a workout in with these specific guys, the years of what you've gone through, and then getting into an accident where it says you're done. Because I always get that. Oh, I got a bad knee. What happened? Well, back in high school,
Yeah, right.
dude, you're 75 years old.
Yeah.
Time to
Well,
move on.
what are you doing?
You came back from something like that would end most people.
I don't have an ankle on my right leg.
And so it's just, there's little details they both talked about today. Food is medicine. The drive, the me being scared of working a 9 to 5. All those little details, man. I hope you guys take that from today.
Absolutely.
And brotherhood.
Absolutely.
Brotherhood.
100%, baby.
Yeah. Show up.
Yeah.
You know, what's it worth to you if someone said, you know what, you could work out with Mike O'Hearn if you just put the work and did the steps and actually showed up.
Right.
Oh, but I live over here. Okay. Then don't.
Yeah.
Then don't.
You don't
know?
have to do anything that you don't want to do.
I found everywhere that I could be to get what I needed at a time when MMA gyms didn't exist. We had to make the gear ourselves. Promotions were really rare to come by, so you had to just find fights any way you could. There was no obstacle that was going to stop me from achieving my goal, even if it looked like that didn't even have a road that could exist. Why'd make a road? I'll be the icebreaker that cuts through the channel to make so other boats can go behind it.
Absolutely.
And it's the same for everyone here. Everybody has had what they needed to do to get somewhere, and it required them to sacrifice. It required them to make a decision and go, you know what? Okay, this is going to be big. This is going to make me real tight on money for the next couple months, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to be there to learn some benching from Scott. I'm going to be there to work with Mike and pick these things up and pick the brains of people that are the best in the world at what they do.
But remember one thing, for all you people out there that are regulars, the world needs a good dishwasher.
Did you just do Dragon? Did you just do Bruce Lee?
I did.
Oh,
I did.
You can't do that in front of me like that. We always need a good dishwasher.
You always need a good dish. You know what? I heard that word that stuck in my head from that lady. I was like, oh my God.
Because she made him go, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
I need to move up.
100%.
I need to go further. So if you guys don't
cannot
get that,
believe you picked that out.
yeah, dude, you can't get me on Bruce Lee. The point there was what both of these guys talked about is that if you got a good coach, listen to him. Listen
100%.
to him. And there's going to be times that they might have to break you down, but it builds you back up in a way that you need to be built back up.
Hey, I love you guys, and I really
Love you
appreciate
too.
both of you guys coming out.
Hey, I came out here just because it was like, you know, I see Scott all the time, but when Scott told me Mike was coming, I go, I haven't seen
Don't
Mike
get your
in
hands
forever.
around me, man. You're going to choke my ass
I
out
saw
right
you
here.
do it. I saw you doing a joke hold there.
Mona!
What would you guys do if we just like put Mike to sleep right there? Hey, I want you to know I really miss you.
I'm in a dangerous spot right here.
All right, let's get in together, guys.
Together.
Yeah, we need that going.
Freaking awesome. Look at you guys.
All right, guys. So I'm going to hit up Oksana Grashima in a few weeks. That'll probably be our next one, unless she's. Actually, I don't think she's going to be in Russia now that I think about it.
Yeah, don't think
She
right now.
might be available now. Anyway, guys, from the podium, Scott Mendelson. We love you guys, and I hope you got a lot out of this because this was amazing. Guys, thank you for being on.
No, thanks,
Really
Jeff.
appreciate it.
Thank you, man.
We'll see you next
Which
time.
part of the sushi do I get to take with me?
Whatever you want,
Yeah,
bro.
I'm taking it all.
Good.
Mona!